What's been your wildest night as a door guy?
Oh, do I have to sign an NDA for this? I would say it's a tie between a woman stabbed her friend through her hand over $10. She said, affectionately, she's like, and you too, honky, you're going to get it if you say anything. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't want to say anything. The second one was I had a night off, and my manager at the time called me, and he's like, I need you to remove a homeless guy from the bathroom. I think he's dead. He's like, well, you're bigger than me. I was like, okay. So I get to the bar, and it's actually the bartender's boyfriend who was pretty much overdosing on fentanyl and other whippets and what other stuff he was on. So I was like, now you're just getting me like this weird domestic thing that I have no interest in being in.
Well, now I know what clip is going to be at the front of this show.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. Yeah.
MeMeCherry.
Yeah. I was going to say it.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. A series of fortunate events.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events, a podcast brought to you by who? Still me, MeMeCherry, and I'm joined today by
Seamus Donohoe.
What?
That's right. I'm here. Hi, guys.
Are you a da, or are you a na, or are you a ho?
I'm a hoe. I'm definitely a hoe.
How do I know you, Seamus?
Well, this is fun. This is fun for me. We actually met at an event, about 2 years or so ago, I believe. What was the name of the deal?
It was Oaklash.
It was Oaklash. That's right. It was Oaklash. I was working I was a security guard.
It was one of the leading up events, like one of the pre-events before the block party.
Yeah, I was working at this bar. I met you, and you were one of the most entertaining people I've ever met in my life.
I was still drinking then.
Very true. Yes, you were very much inebriated. No, but we met. I thought you were interesting. We reconnected semi-recently through my somewhat fledgling comedy career, and we decided to work together. Burgeoning. Yes. Okay.
Words
that's
mean
fair.
things.
That's true. Yeah.
You're gonna learn that around me.
Well, that's good. I've learned a lot already. To be clear, a lot of words.
So, Seamus, if your life was a movie, who's playing you?
Oh, Marlon Brando for sure.
What?
Absolutely.
You're going big.
I'm going big. Well, I also played him in high school, so I'm just saying that.
So,
but
like
no.
young Marlon Brando?
Let's say Godfather Brando.
Wow, you're going for the ballpark.
Just for the hairline purposes, really. But no, I would say Brando because I mumble a lot for one.
Well, yeah.
I get very method. And in my 20s, I felt like I might have been a little bit of a hunk, so I'll go with that.
You're still a hunk.
Oh, thank you. I do have the same eating problem that he did towards the end now.
So do I. Yeah. Which is why I'm now 50 pounds lighter.
Hey!
Oh, yeah. By the way, new year, new Mimi.
That's true.
I mean, if you go back, you could see through the thumbnails from last year to this year, from the previous year to this year. She's getting fit. She's getting cute. You're welcome. It's also, by the time that you're hearing this, either is my birthday or my birthday was just in the last couple of days. So happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday and happy future birthday in a way, if you think about it. 2 times the birthdays.
Happy unbirthday to me, to you, to me, to you. Happy unbirthday. That's the great thing about unbirthdays. They're every day.
That's true.
So what drew you, Seamus, to the entertainment industry?
Mostly childhood trauma.
I
would say that what's interesting is in high school, I caused a little bit of trouble. For context, I haven't had a drink.
You?
Yeah, me. Of course, me. I haven't had a drink in about 11-ish years. And at the time, I was really, really struggling with it. And I actually had a teacher go out of her way to keep me out of being suspended. Basically, I was going to get kicked off the basketball team. I was going to, have it on my permanent record, if that's a thing. Yeah. And this one teacher saw something in me, had a dropout in her musical of Guys and Dolls, and it was just, basically a cop role or whatever. But she saw something in me and said, if you're going to do something after school, you might as well do it with a bunch of other wackos.
Yeah.
And I just glommed onto it immediately.
So you were a theater kid?
I was a theater kid. Yeah.
We were listening to, my ADD brain was firing hard when we were prepping, so I was like playing the Wicked soundtrack, and you were saying that you saw the...
I saw the live version. I think it was the current. Yeah, my junior, senior year of high school. It's one of the greatest experiences of my life.
And it's my current hyper-fixation, so I highly recommend the movie.
Yeah, movie, stage play, either way. I grew up being terrified of the Wizard of Oz.
He's a con man.
It's true. Enamored by The Wiz, of course.
Yes.
And then whenever it came out, even though I was in musicals, I wasn't like super into. I was like, how good could this really be post Wiz? Like I said, and then I was like, nope, it's pretty damn good. So, a big fan of it. I've yet to see the film, but I'm excited when I do.
Highly recommend it. I can't wait. So my stepdad, Max Ramirez, who's no longer with us, may he rest in peace. His Christmas ritual was watching Wizard of Oz, and so like I still have his voice burned in my brain. And your little dog too. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? And so I've had this like softness for Wizard of Oz, and everybody loves Wizard of Oz, and The Wiz is so cool. And I was not expecting to fall in love with Wicked the way that I did, and it's my new all-time favorite movie. I've been listening to the soundtrack every morning. I'm starting to sound like Ariana in my head, so you're welcome. Okay, back to you because you're the guest and not me. But happy birthday, me. Can you share a pivotal moment when you felt this is exactly where I'm meant to be?
There's been a couple of those. Like I said, I've mentioned sobriety. I believe that I've had at least 2 spiritual experiences in my life.
Tell me.
I would say the first was when I realized that George Michael was gay. I'm just kidding. No, I would say that...
You gotta have faith.
Yeah, you gotta have faith. No, I would say...
That's Christmas.
Yeah, no, I would say that I went to 2 or 3 recovery programs, but I remember like getting on my knees and really believing in the idea of surrender, because I was like, I lost my girlfriend at the time, lost my job, lost all these things, and besides the fact that I lost my mind, but I just, like I said, I just got on my knees and I like asked for anything, like any, and I remember I felt like it was almost like my Ebenezer Scrooge moment where I saw everything that I'd done wrong, everything where I was stuck, and everything that could go even worse if I didn't like really hit that point.
Yeah.
Plus, like growing up, I've probably broken both of these ankles like 4 or 5 times, and like the last really gruesome one, I had to make a choice. I had to either continue, like rehab for like the 4th time, or stick with theater. I did stick with theater, and it got me into like marginal okay schools, but like it created a path for me to be somewhere. So I guess in sort of summary, some of the worst moments of my life have propelled me to the best due to just like, I'm done. Like I'm just done with pain. I'm done with over rationalization of why I think a thing, instead of just like doing the work, if it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Based on my tracker app, I think it's 8 months and 20 days right now. I have an app that tracks it for me. Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, counting when I started, it was, over a year ago that like I started the sobriety journey. And yeah, I mean, talk about having that moment where you have like that flash of like all the crazy shit that you've done, and like how much crazier it can get if you stay on that path. And yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And if you are struggling, there's help, there's resources. You're not alone. Don't be scared. We're all in it together.
It's true. And not just the AA form either. That's kind of where
I've never been to AA.
Well, yes, you're the perfect example, Ben. I know lots of people that they're like, I don't want to read books. I don't believe in God. I don't whatever.
Yeah, it's the God part that turns me off.
And there's the reason that in the big book they basically say GOOD instead of GOD. I heard this thing, like there was this guy, Father Martin, he used to do these instructional AA videos, not an alcoholic, just for like sheer research. And he's like, it doesn't have to be anything huge, but if you put something like power behind something you believe in, right? Like I believe in getting a degree after I couldn't. If I believe I could,
I started to work towards that.
Yeah, or like I always want to do construction, whatever. It's like, don't make it a coffee cup because it's an animate object that's like really not a sense of power.
Yeah.
But like if you can find one goal that you can just like push yourself to, and even if you get close, it's better than when you started, and that's like a big thing for me.
Mine is GYM.
Okay. It took me a second. I was like, what?
You're welcome. How do you balance creativity with the demands of your just staying alive, keeping your sanity? I struggle with that. Like balancing the creative brain, the creative output with like just life, especially neurospicy, because you have some neurospiciness.
Yeah, I think that's why I love stand-up so much, is because when I would do theatrical productions, someone else wrote the words.
Sure.
So like if I would get on stage and I'd be like, oh, Hawk, this thing, that, like in the British accent, like I was being this like big, not only just pretender, but like an escape artist.
Yeah.
Like it was another form of drugs for me. And I didn't, I had no real control over anything but sort of the literary, like up topsy-turvy of everything. But when things got really bad for me, I was like, oh, I'm screwing up somebody else's words. So that's why stand-up, it's my life, my experiences. So being a screw-up and screwing up at talking about the screw-up is like half of the fun, you know?
Welcome to podcasting.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun here.
Yeah.
Do we tell them now or do we tell them later?
I think we should tell them now.
That you might be coming on to help me?
I might be coming on to
You're on a trial period for a little bit.
On a two week probation that I've asked for this time around. So
I've been putting it out there. I've been trying to manifest help for almost a year now. I have had people reach out. It just never works out. We started talking. You were looking for something new. I said, straight white guy with an opinion, you're perfect for podcasting. Come join me on the light side.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So you're gonna be SOFE Pod's new production manager.
I'm gonna bring a fresh twist. Not that it needs anything major. I just think that we've both discussed that we're sort of akin to the same ideas, but yeah, like you said, on two different sides, but in like a healthy, respectful way. It's not like we need a Republican, we need a Democrat, we need liberal, conservative. Yeah. We just need two different sides of the same coin, I would say.
Yeah, well, and I always say that SOFE Pod, ultimately, the elevator pitch is interesting conversation with an interesting person, which not everybody likes to hear that, because people are so used to like, my podcast is about housewives, or my podcast is about, cars, or my podcast is about sucking dick. I'm like, it's an interesting conversation with an interesting person. But when you look at the history of the show, that's really what it is. And I just want to have more interesting people and more interesting points of view to bring on that many more interesting voices. So if you want to get booked on the show, it's no longer through me. Now it's going to be through Seamus.
Hey, I do accept bribes.
No, he doesn't. You have to actually be interesting.
Yes. We'll work on the bribes part.
But yeah, we're dreaming big. We're gonna take it on the road. We're gonna do big things together. The Patreon, get ready, Patreon.
We're gonna try to blow that Patreon wall up.
The Patreon cunt tent is gonna be cunting.
Yes.
It's gonna be so cunting amazing. Sorry, cunt is one of my favorite words. If you listen to this show, you already know. What do you want to manifest for your future in the entertainment industry, Seamus?
I really want to see where all my weirdness can sort of take me, because I feel like I have a bit of a singing voice, which has always been fun. I like to play around with voices in general. I would love to.
Oh, we're gonna have fun together.
Yeah, one of the things I've been doing, sort of for free, by the way, is I've been
no longer anymore.
I've been recording children's literature for like friends. And just doing like weird, strange sort of sing-songy voices in different dialects and accents and stuff, just as like practice in case I ever get a commercial or something. Because like I said, I'm a big escape artist. I like to get into the page of things. Yeah. So something like that. But I also, the cool thing about living in Oakland, California is I feel like I'm reliving Woodstock in a weird way.
Tell me.
In terms of like, there's a guy, a gal, a non-binary, a whomever, that has a little bit of a whom's and a what's it, yeah, who has like not just like, oh, I need my car detailed, oh, I need my house painted, just like I'm bumping into like school teachers that are the next James Brown, like I'm bumping into the next fashionistas, like just insane talent in like this like 15 block radius where I could go to a Starbucks and somebody's like, hey, you're that crazy white dude that said that thing that knows so-and-so because you went to, school in San Francisco. Like, I thought San Francisco was like this vibrant, all-inclusive and like just smorgasbord of
Sorry.
just, whatever. And I hope that it still is at its core because I'm mostly on the East Bay.
Yeah.
But I literally I walk down the street and smell the smells, see the sights, hear the things that I'm like, this feels like I said, like old Hollywood or Woodstock, just vibrant with like talent. And I keep doing shows with like more and more and more just exciting aspects of this little pocket of the world. And like, I've never been happier.
Yeah. I mean, people don't realize how much culture there is in Oakland.
It's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
a lot of it is because San Francisco has become too expensive for people to like literally live in.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people have just moved to the East Bay, moved to the outer parts of the East Bay. And so then you can't sometimes even make it all the way into the city to perform. So then you have people that are coming to Oakland just because like that's as close as they can make it in.
BART is expensive.
Yeah. And I mean, Oaklash, it's Oaklash for a reason. And they definitely believe in investing back into the community of Oakland. So if you're on Fox News and you hear that San Francisco and Oakland are like these scary places, can they be? Yes, but that's any city. So, I mean, New York, New Orleans,
Sure.
like New Orleans just got attacked. So like that's anywhere. That's the world. Hello, planet Earth.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, and whatever. I don't like to get into media stuff, but
I do. I like to challenge it.
I do understand that like people who I used to know from San Francisco and other places in the Bay that I've lived, they have this picture of what they think Oakland and the East Bay is, and they couldn't be further from the truth.
Which is why I like talking about it.
Yeah, it's until you really like live here. Like I've lived in Oakland for about 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
I actually affectionately call it my one full Obama, or your one full Trump, whoever you voted for. It doesn't matter. It's depending on sort of your outlook, and it's insane. Like when I grew up in San Francisco for way too long, I stayed with my parents for way too long, by the way. I never saw my neighbors.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't tell you who was homeless, who was rich, who was middle, who was whatever. But
Same.
Oakland, I bumped into people working as a door guy that like I saw 10 years ago, and they'll just sit, they'll have a drink, we'll sit. I could talk to them for 10 hours. It just makes my long, cold, door guy nights just fly by because it's like, wait, you have kids now, or whatever the context is, and that's just sort of like the zest and life that is the East Bay.
What's been your wildest night as a door guy?
Oh, so I have to sign an NDA for this? I would say
that's after the 2-week.
I would say my wildest night is it's a tie. It's the same place, but I would say it's a tie between a woman stabbed her friend through her hand over $10, and she stabs her and says, "You always do this to me."
Not always.
And she said, affectionately, she's like, "And you too, honky, you're gonna get it if you say anything." I was like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't want to say anything. And the second one was I had a rare night off, and my manager at the time called me, and he's like, "I need you to remove a homeless guy from the bathroom. I think he's dead." And I was like,
What?
I was like, first of all, how is this my responsibility?
Yeah,
It's my night
what
off.
the fuck?
And he's like, "Well, you're bigger than me."
Stop it.
I was like, okay.
911 much?
Yeah, so I get to the bar, and it's actually the bartender's boyfriend who was pretty much overdosing on fentanyl and other whippets and what other stuff he was on. And he wasn't dying. He was so messed up because he found out that night that said manager was sleeping with the bartender.
Oh,
So I was like, now you're just getting me like this weird domestic thing that I have no interest in being in.
Well, now
so
I know what clip is going to be at the front of this show.
Yeah, there it is. There we go. Yeah.
MeMeCherry.
Yeah. I was gonna say I probably should check the legality of some of these stories, but
Well, we're not saying the name of the place, so that's
Oh,
all
that's
that
true.
matters.
That is
and
true.
You know what I've learned from podcasting? Allegedly.
Yes.
Learn that one too. Get really used to that word. Okay. Do you want to play a really quick game before we go to our first commercial break?
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going to call this movie mantras. I'm going to give you a movie quote.
Okay.
And you're going to flip it and make it into like a mantra. So for example, I'll be back. Could be, I always return to my center, stronger and grounded.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
All right. So life is a box of chocolates.
Life is a box of chocolates, unless you have diabetes. then it's a poor life decision.
Okay? Like this. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you unless you have not asked and or received consent.
Ooh, consent is sexy. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth or pay for it or subscribe to it because it may or may not be yours.
But you can subscribe to my Patreon. Ding. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. So I realize that I don't get paid much for being a mime, but it's my mime, my choice.
That's so dumb. That's Florida man level dumb, and I love it. That's sad mime at the beginning of the party, happy mime at the end of the party level, and I love it.
We're full miming all the time.
Okay. Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
Every man dies, but not every man lives to live long enough to not try the McRib.
Stupid. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, cut. Start over. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it.
What is that? If it's that, yeah.
It's
okay.
supposed to be hard. If it wasn't
If
hard,
it's supposed to be hard,
everyone would do it. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it.
it's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. Trying Blue Chew, of course.
And comedy. And scene. I think we're ready for our commercial break.
I
What
love
do you
that.
think?
Yeah, I think we're good.
How about maybe we tease them with the Patreon.
I would love that.
I told you about the Patreon earlier.
You did?
Let me tell you about the Patreon again.
Please do.
We have tiers in our Patreon that you beautiful humans can subscribe to. And why should they subscribe to the Patreon, you ask?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to survive late stage capitalism and I want to pay this handsome gentleman some handsome money. And you know how I can do that? By you subscribing to the Patreon. We can go to LA. We can go to New York. I want to go to Hawaii. Let's take the podcast everywhere. You know how I can do that?
Let's get me a tan.
Yeah. By you signing up to the Patreon. Wait, I'm sorry. I think I'm starting to lose them by saying we're going to Hawaii.
Okay. Sorry.
We're not going to Hawaii.
Okay.
We're just producing a really nice
yet.
show. But we have some tiers for you that you can sign up. We have a honey tier.
What's on the honey tier?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you asked. You
Yeah.
get a production credit. You get access to the hot cam footage that used to end up on the editing room floor, and now you get it in your hot little pockets.
That's fun.
Guess what else?
What else?
They get a sticker in the mail.
What?
Every month.
Every month?
Every month you get a sticker in the mail.
That's fun.
Now we have another tier.
What tier is that?
It's the sugar tier.
What's a sugar tier?
I'm so glad you asked, Seamus. Sugar tier, you get everything from the honey tier. So you get the production credit.
Okay.
You get the hot cam footage.
Okay.
But you get 2 stickers in the month. And you're going to get access to the new Patreon content yet to be named, titled, called, named.
We'll
right?
figure it out.
Yeah. But if you're in the sugar tier, you're going to get access to that new hot, too hot for TV.
It's
too
pretty
hot
salacious.
for YouTube. It is, but it's like the silly questions, the too naughty questions. They're going to be very, very naughty, very silly, very
like
me.
naughty.
Yes. So that's the sugar tier. And then, can you believe there's one more tier?
One more tier?
One more tier. It's the caramel level. Do you see a trend here?
Okay, I gotta ask, what's on the caramel tier?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. We love curious minds. You get the production credit. You get the hot cam footage.
That's 2.
You get the stickers in the mail. But every 6 months, you also get dun, 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 dun,
Look at that.
a t-shirt. How about you grab one and show
I got
it
you.
off?
Look at this merch.
Wow.
Hey.
Ooh. Ah.
That's
So
fun.
these are the ones that see even honey. And the honey tier is named after this sweet little dog. So right now, these styles, you can't get them anymore. You know why? Because those were the people that signed up last year. So if you were a caramel tier patron, get ready for a little email from me or from Seamus asking you which one of those 2 t-shirts do you want in the mail, because you're going to get that in the mail. But if you sign up now to the caramel tier, you'll be able to pick a different merch design that we are currently brainstorming on right now.
It's ruminating.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get to pick that and get that t-shirt sent to you in the mail in 6 months. But from now to then, you'll get stickers.
Stickers.
Everybody loves stickers.
I love stickers.
Everybody loves Muppets.
We do love Muppets.
Do you think we're ready for now to actually go away for a bit?
I think so.
Let's go away for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey, we promised everybody that we had a special guest, and indeed, I will deliver. We have a wonderful guest for us tonight, MeMeCherry from the series of Fortunate Events podcast. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, Mimi. Hi.
Hi, Mimi. Circumstantially, we have this accompaniment that showed up into our lives. Yeah, there they are. What up, Play Joe? I've been introduced. This is Play Joe, everybody. Play Joe.
It's our
Throw in the
sister
boo sound
city.
now. Throw in the boo sound now.
Oh no! Okay, fine. I'm gonna move around the screen a little bit here. Okay, oh my god. Okay. I want to whisper something in Craig's ear since I'm over by him.
We love whispers around here.
Okay. I love you, and I'm watching you.
Hi, we're back.
We are back.
You're getting the full experience today.
I do. I feel like this is like a spa experience for me.
What?
Yeah, I feel very.
Oh,
I
need to know more.
I feel very zen. Most of the things that I've done, first of all, the production value is not very good, and I don't know. I just feel calm. I feel, I don't know, happy. I feel like it's
safe?
fun. I do feel safe.
Yay.
Yeah. So no hard-hitting CNN type questions.
Yet.
Yes.
So, what do you think? No. What do you think about the critical race theory?
Oh, gee, yeah.
No. Kidding.
Pass.
No. Let's do something lighter. Addiction and PTSD.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. All right.
So we do have a little something in common, which is that cute little monster Care Bear.
Mm.
One of them is the one with the alcohol brand.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We touched on it a little earlier.
Yeah.
How deep do you want to dive today into that?
Oh, well, let's get deep. Let's get into it.
I'll let you guide this one.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier in the pod, I have 11 or so years sober.
Yeah.
I'm a lot happier in a lot of ways, although most people I know are like, maybe you should have a drink, you weirdo.
I don't agree with that.
But yeah, it was.
They're not good people. They're the same kind of people that want me to break.
Yeah. Well, ironically, not that there's a good age to start, but I started pretty much later than all my friends. I started about 7. I think I was about 17 when I started drinking. So I only drank from 17 to 23.
Wow.
I'm now 35, so
Wow.
it's been a while. But I mean,
So you did a lot in a short time.
oh yeah. I did a lot of exploring with drugs and alcohol, but alcohol really was the thing that really brought me down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's interesting because I did a lot of like examining, taking it back, like how far back does it go? When did it start? When did it get bad? When did it get worse? And I think I can trace it back to one of my exes, because he met me and I was freshly 21. And he, to this day, still enjoys a drink. And he, long story short, looking back, I now realize that I correlated after a few drinks him a much happier and lovier and dovier him.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you know, like the mice with like the pleasure kind of like connection.
Sure. Yeah.
I then started connecting alcohol with happy.
Yes.
And alcohol with love. And along the way, alcohol became my friend. Like I drank alone way too much over the years.
Sure.
And then in the pandemic, that got even worse. And then in the last few years, my life started to get better. I got this beautiful apartment. I got the really good day job that I have. I, stopped dating the last guy that had me in what I call an unconsensual polyamorous relationship.
Jeez.
But the alcohol was still like, and again, looking back, like I realized now that I didn't care if I lived, which is why I was killing myself slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And then working from home, it got really easy that 5 o'clock anywhere was pretty much 5 o'clock anywhere.
5 o'clock somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the weekends, 5 o'clock was 10 a.m., you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you asked me recently, like, do I consider myself an alcoholic? And I don't know if I do or I don't, but I feel like I was definitely, at minimum, shaking the hands with being one.
Sure.
And got so close that I scared, but then I snapped out of it. And then we haven't talked about it. I've alluded to it. So not last year now, but the year before. And it's been happening now. I post them on social media, and it's wild that like it's verified accounts, that there's so many romance scammers, catfishes out there, and they're like very sophisticated. And I watched a YouTube channel that actually, thanks to watching that YouTube channel, I knew, and it helped me catch it along the way. But I was drinking a lot at the time and like just falling down delusional rabbit holes. And I got caught up with this catfish who basically was a romance scammer. They're called pig butchering schemes. And they basically start to show you how successful they are and how much money they trade. Yeah. And like, look at the profits I made, which I now realize, like, duh, normal people don't go around telling people that they barely met how much money they made on the internet the night before. But they do that to like impress you, and they're usually trying to find people that want to learn how to make money. I know about crypto, that's the thing. Like, and this guy didn't know that I knew as much as I knew. So long story short, he talked to me for a long time, but he played the long game. Like, he was just being nice, showing me pictures of like the nice restaurants he would go to, showing pictures of like the presents that he was buying his friends, sending me pictures of himself. Now I don't know who this guy was, right? And like some of them very like risque. And then the scam reveals itself that finally I'm like, okay, I want to learn a little bit more. I know about crypto, but I want to learn a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And he sent me to a fake trading site, which I knew immediately was a fake trading site, because it was, oh God, what was it? Like, it wasn't Bitcoin.com, but it was almost like Bitcoin nut, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like, but it looks like a trading site. And so what the scam is that they have you create an account, they have you deposit Bitcoin, they make it seem like you're raking in profits, and then there's 10,000 ways that then they like screw you on the way out. But you can't take the money out. Like, once you deposit it into the fake trading site, there's no getting it back. They either try to charge you fees to get it back, or like you just don't get it back. Sometimes the site just disappears, whatever. But I knew immediately that it was a fake site. And then he got aggressive and abusive, which I knew immediately also is part of the scam, because they get abusive when you don't do what they want you to do. Sure. So anyways, I realized immediately it was a scam. It really fucked with me. Like, I felt like a loser. I felt like, and again, that was very much the beginning of my fitness journey. So I was like not feeling good in my body. And like, I think that's part of why, like, yeah, you know, whatever. Anyways. And so I was like, I think I need to quit drinking, but I was embarrassed. And I heard Jeff Wittick and Tana Mojo, who I want to get on the show. Sure. And I want to get them on the show for this specifically, to tell them thank you. Mm-hmm. Because Jeff, sober for a long time, does 75 hard, and inspires Tana Mojo, longtime party girl, to do 75 hard. And so I saw this little party girl be able to do 75 hard, and I'm like, well, if Tana Mojo can do 75 hard, I can do 75 hard. And so I did 75 hard. I did everything. I did the gallon of water. I did the 2 workouts. I did the no alcohol. But I was using it mostly to explore my relationship with alcohol, but using it as an excuse to not drink. And then in the middle of that, I met Sammy, who, respectfully, with peace and love, in my opinion, might need to consider his relationship with alcohol, if I'm going to be nice about it. And he was ready for me to start drinking as soon as the 75 days were done.
We're on 72.
Yeah. And like, I remember that first night I drank, the next morning he woke up and he was like, yeah, by the way, you were like not nice last night. And I remember telling him, then maybe I shouldn't drink. And this is when I should have known that shouldn't have been together. He said, no, but I want to be able to have a glass of wine with you at dinner.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I kept drinking.
Mm-hmm. And
that ended up speeding up what ended up being a much needed breakup between us. So I hope your new girlfriend's being very nice to you. And I hope you visit your relationship with alcohol with peace and love. And so after the breakup, I went into therapy, and through therapy, I decided to formally, hello, alcohol. I would like to revisit my relationship with you. I'd like to formally break up with you now. And yeah, and I keep saying that, like, I don't know if I'll never have a drink. To me, that feels too extreme, and it feels like it tempts me too much to, like, want to, because I make it so extreme. So I just keep saying today it doesn't serve me.
Yeah.
But, like, when I'm 98 in some madhouse somewhere, give me the fucking rum.
Have a daiquiri. Fuck it.
Yeah, give me the.
You made it that long.
Give me the piña colada. But, like, when I go to Puerto Rico for my birthday, you know, at first I kept saying for a long time, oh, I'll allow myself the piña colada for my birthday. And a couple months ago, I started saying, you know what? No, I'm gonna have a virgin one.
Mm-hmm. There are options out there.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to say, "Clean living starting tomorrow."
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had a bit of a. Well, I'm Irish. If you're related to anybody Irish, German, pretty much anybody really, and have long-term issues with that stuff, it trickles down.
My father's an alcoholic. My aunt on my dad's side has substance abuse issues for sure. No, and the other thing is that, like, you know, it just, the alcohol, it is like a slippery slope. It makes it a lot easier to say yes to other things that are also not good for you.
Oh yeah, I will say this though, just for you, because with respect, you are
just for me.
Just for you.
Just for me.
With respect for, you know, you starting this process, is that it sounds tropey, it sounds whatever, but the whole one day at a time thing, whether you believe in AA or not, like it does mean something.
Yeah.
Because I've been taught if you do at least one thing for 1 hour out of your 24-hour cycle just for you, because we're inherently selfish assholes anyways, you can save your own life.
It's become the gym. I basically now say that I traded the late night alcohols for early morning gym.
There you go. Swap one addiction for another, folks.
Instead of GOD, GYM.
There you go. There you go.
The other night we were hanging out. We were talking about third eye. You were surprised that I told you I have a very active third eye.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about meditation and things, kooky things like third eye concepts that speak to you?
The main thing for me is it sort of like resets and sort of knocks out a good portion of my anxiety, because whether I'm getting on stage, whether I'm stuck in traffic, like really high sort of either anxious or like tense moments for me where my mind goes a million different miles and a million different places a minute or a second, it just sort of refocuses me. That's like, hey, you're a guy with a microphone trying to tell a story. Hey, you're a guy dropping off materials for this company you're working for. Hey, you're a this, that. It sort of just resets my sort of brain activity.
Being mindful.
Yeah, because as an alcoholic, I never stopped. Like I was averaging like 60 beers a night in my like early 20s. Like I was, you know, competing for some weird drinking tournament or something, like Eurofest or something.
Yeah.
Like I was such a mess, and everything was about, oh, we're going to do a Scrabble night. It's got to be the best Scrabble night. Oh, we're going to play King's Cup. I better win. Like it was just this nonstop cycle of fuckery that I couldn't sit still. And even 11 years later, there's still a portion of that where I'm just like, I'm really jittery all the time. It's gotten a lot better, but once I started to, believe that I opened my third eye, I still think it's closed pretty much. But the more
I think you keep it closed on purpose to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, that too. There's definitely a respectful fear, because it's like, well, what if I find out the Ark of the Covenant in the form of like true inner wealth, and I find out that I've got to change things that I refuse to change.
I think that's what it is.
Well, you know, yeah, you're pretty smart. You're pretty wicked smart, as one might say.
I'm just wicked.
But yeah, shout out to that again.
She's wicked.
Yeah,
kill her.
Yeah, I just ever since I sort of sat in silence and was like, I don't like the noise around me.
Yeah,
my life's gotten a lot better.
Yeah,
so.
I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, neurospicy, addiction, trauma. Trauma is a trend alert on this show. It's a lot of funnies, but if there's one thing that I learned from listening to Keith and the Girl for almost 20 years now, is that comedians have a lot of trauma, which is what makes them so good at being observational and making fun of things.
Yeah, in theory. I definitely have a trunk of trauma that I brought in. It's hanging out, behind the cameras, just to pull out little things.
I know. I'm going to help you start leaving some of that at Goodwill.
Good.
When you do your Goodwill
They're
trips.
overdue. I need to Marie Kondo my trauma, if you will. So I'm into it.
Yeah, just blurt it out on camera.
Yeah. You know what? While I have the time, I forgot
Take
somebody
the time.
somebody else's birthday's today. A wonderful author, Dushka Zapata, and I hope that I'm saying her name. She's wrote, I believe, 10 books, but one of them is Feelings Are Fickle and All the Other Things I Wish I Knew, I believe is the title. Sorry if I botched that, but it's her birthday today. So shout out
Happy birthday.
Dushka. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I've learned in the last year of just it's okay to feel a thing as long as you show respect to where it might come from and is it really happening, because that's a big thing for me.
Well, with respect, we're going to play some Third Eye trivia. And yes, that's really happening.
Cool, I'm into it.
Are you ready, Seamus, for Third Eye trivia?
I am ready. Let's go.
Which chakra is associated with the third eye?
Which chakra is associated with the third eye?
Mm-hmm.
I have no. Not that I have no idea. I have a few ideas.
Can you point it out on the body?
Right.
Good job.
I think it's there.
It is. That's where it is, and it's the Ajna, if I'm saying that right, chakra. What's your favorite way to activate or connect with this chakra?
Ooh, my favorite way? I like to sit under a tree. Oh. And I have really bad feet, so you can't really see it. But
the ones that were broken 10,000 times?
Yeah, 10,000 times. Yeah, and I just sort of like to recenter myself and sit. I have terrible posture, if you couldn't tell already. But I just like to center myself, close both of my eyes, and just say believe, and then just shut off my silly brain and go off that way. So.
Nice, I like that. I have great posture, but it's because I sit on this poof all day.
Fair enough.
In which spiritual tradition is the third eye often referred to as the seat of the soul?
In which?
Mm-hmm. In which spiritual tradition?
I don't know that one either. I gotta start just not only just doing the thing, but actually researching the thing.
Hinduism.
Okay. I would have said Buddhism and been wrong, and shout out Buddhists.
Yes. And better to say that you don't know than to say something wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
What color is traditionally linked to the third eye chakra? And usually think there's in yoga studios, sometimes there'll be a chart of
I know. I
chakras.
definitely should know this because I have done Bikram yoga 5 times, and it's
5.
It's
not
yeah.
4, not 6, 5.
That's how much the free trial was.
Hey, we love a free trial.
I'm gonna go with blue.
Indigo.
Hey.
Good job.
Okay. 18. All right, sweet.
Which ancient civilization believed that the third eye could see into the spirit world?
We used a British accent. And I don't know if that's correct.
No, I'm just trying to
no, I know.
I'm just trying to sound
I know.
smart. I'm trying to sound like the narrators and the documentarians.
I'm the ancient Egyptians.
Good job.
Yes.
Ding 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 ding.
Why
ding.
wasn't this on the SATs? I don't understand.
Because it's on SOFE Pod.
Oh, fair.
It's going to get even better from here.
Okay.
In Marvel Comics, which superhero famously opens their third eye to explore alternate dimensions?
Doctor Strange.
Good job.
Yes.
See, you're picking up. You're picking up some steam.
I studied some things. Okay.
Last but
Okay.
not least.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You excited?
I'm
Are
excited.
you going to pee your pants a little?
I already have.
Awesome. In which fantasy series does a character literally develop a third eye to gain mystical powers? I'll give you a gimme. It's on HBO.
I don't watch HBO.
Oh.
You know
It's
what?
a book series also.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think Hung had a book series.
The HBO show is based on a book series.
The HBO show is based on a book series. Oh man, it's been such a long time since
It's a seat of weapons.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Good job!
Okay, there we go. I forgot
Brandon
about Game of
Stark.
Thrones.
Brandon
Worst
Stark.
top. Can I just say top 2 worst endings of a TV
God.
series? How I Met Your
Because
Mother
they
and Game of
stopped
Thrones.
basing it on the book at the end because the
Yeah.
guy hadn't written the end.
I think I could write the end at this point.
Yeah, I think you could too. It probably would be better. So we have sadly reached my least favorite part of the show.
What's that?
The end.
Oh.
Seamus, my hopefully new production manager. We'll see after these 2 weeks. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico. I gave him a little list of things to do. Let's see how
homework.
he does. Actually, by the time that this is airing, we'll be knowing if you're sticking around or not.
Yeah, so it'll either be the shortest episode of my career or the longest. I don't know.
So either you're going to see him again or not.
Or not.
I vote yes.
So do I.
Where should they find you? Tell them about the speed dating. Oh my God, wait. Hold on. Before we go, let's talk about your show that I just saw that was wild. It was chaos. It was
Okay.
like the best kind of chaos ever. Plug your show.
Okay, so it doesn't have an official title because because it's going to be across multiple venues. But the basic gist is it's a speed dating comedy show. I did it at a bar in San Francisco. It started in Oakland, and the basic gist of the show is that myself introduces two said comics, brings up a third comic. They do 7 minutes. Then we bring up a dater. We roast the dater, toast the dater, talk about their lives, ask them what they're into, and then we bring up anywhere from 2 to 3 potential dates while the dater has a blindfold around their eyes. So basically, it's kind of like the Match Game from the 70s with like a sort of a comedic, like almost like Dean Martin roast sort of twist. It's a lot of fun. I can't reveal where the next one's going to be, but I do have other comedy shows coming up, so those are exciting.
I'll leave it with this. There was chanting piss, piss, piss to one of the contestants? Question mark?
Yes, that was
based on what she said.
Yes.
The crowd was not picking something up that was not put down for them to pick up, and she happily chanted.
Very, very interactional. I need to get less strange friends. That's for sure.
Yes, interactive. So yes, your speed dating comedy show. Any other things that people should be looking out for?
If you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram handle is 755doughboy. That's usually where I post my flyers. I have a
dough isn't bread.
That's true. That's right. And if you've seen Boys in the Hood, I stole it from Ice Cube's character.
Boom.
But so the show, I have a show at the Stork Club in Oakland, California on January 20th. It's an MLK show. Tony Sparks, the Godfather of San Francisco, is headlining. Charisse Flantois is hosting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I also have a show at Hesher's Pizza on January 23rd and a new spot at 1301 Telegraph on January 26th. So it's all
ready to go.
All ready to go. I'm busy.
Professional. And this is actually coming out perfectly in time for all of those.
Yes, yes.
Happy birthday,
Post-Christmas
you.
present for all of you.
And birthday present for me. From me, for me.
Yeah, and hopefully the present of me still having a job will be your present. Okay,
You will. When you get caught up and listen to more shows, you'll see manifestation is a big part of my gig, part of my vibe. That's how we got here in the first place.
True story.
So let's do some manifesting. What do you want to manifest for our working relationship together?
I want to challenge ourselves to find not only the most entertaining guests, but the most informational ones. I just want to take what you've already clearly created, and just add sort of adverse voices. I think that you have an amazing following. I think that the episodes I've watched are really entertaining, and I think there's nothing wrong with more of everything. So.
We like more. Maximalists all the way. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be a good little podcaster, and I'm going to ask you to leave a review on Apple Podcast. It helps little, tiny, glittery pirate ship radio shows like mine sail deeper and bluer seas. I need you to, if you're at your friend's house, go on their computer, go to Apple Podcasts, subscribe them to the show. They'll thank you later. Go onto their YouTube app, subscribe them to MeMeCherry. They'll thank you later. If you're on the YouTube channel right now, watching it, first of all, aren't I cute? I know, I'm so cute. Leave me an emoji telling me how cute I am. Second of all, leave a comment what you want to manifest for the show. Third of all, like and subscribe. Blech. Actually, no, I should say that like I mean it. Like and subscribe. What are the things? Ooh, what's one thing we're gonna manifest together? Whisper Lounge actually being a thing and not an idea. So look out for that. We're gonna make Whisper Lounge actually happen. YouTube, actually do subscribe. We
Please
have
do.
a
Please do.
proper goal. So one of the goals that Seamus has is to help the YouTube channel grow.
Very
We
much
have
so.
a goal of 100 subscribers a month.
100.
100, that's nothing.
Nothing.
That's like you and a couple friends.
It's like,
Come on.
Yeah.
Get them together for a little
it's like
YouTube
Thanksgiving.
party.
Come on, just invite them all.
Yeah. So help us get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. 100 a month. That's it. That's like, like pennies for pups, right?
Absolutely. That's a wedding registry, really.
And last but not least, the Patreon.
Ooh.
The Patreon.
The Patreon.
The Patreon.
Patreon.
Why should they join the Patreon, Seamus?
They should join the Patreon, because if you join the Patreon, not only will you get to see this wonderful soul, but you'll get to see content you normally wouldn't. And not only that, you get to see a behind the scenes way of sort of how we're going to create all this stuff for you, and sort of see like a live mission statement, if you will. And it's just entertaining as hell.
Okay, I think it really boils down to this. In the comments, it's up to you. Does he keep his job or not?
Hey, that's a fun. Please say yes. Please say yes.
All right, this is when we say bye. Or, well, not bye. It's farewell.
Farewell.
And it's for now.
Ta-ta for now. Ting. Be well.
Bye.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events.